Okay, what's up, guys? We're gonna go over some patch notes. I just did the video and messed up. I have to redo it. Alright. Let's take a look. Dev comment. We are hard at work. That's very good. On the preseason patch, which will introduce significant changes to the game, starting with a complete rework of Classic Mode. The patch is set to release in a few weeks, and we'll be sharing a series of announcements to provide more details on the upcoming changes. Thanks for your patience. The best case scenario, they haven't been too talkative because they're working so hard on this. That's the best case scenario. That would be amazing. Now, I've been seeing a lot of titles saying Cryomancer nerf. Let's read it though. Frostbite Curse is reworked. Charge up to 2 stages. Stage 1 shoots a frost arrow at the target, dealing active damage, applying a slow effect, and Frostbite Curse on hit. Frostbite Curse deals passive damage to the target every second for a duration, healing the Cryomancer. Now, Stage 2 directly applies Frostbite Curse to the target, dealing additional active damage, and applying a slow effect. After a short delay, it spreads the Frostbite Curse. That's pretty crazy. Only one at a time. The Cryomancer could be a crazy room clearing, like mob clearing character. That's really cool. Now, a lot of people I've heard say nerf, but a lot of nerfs are not nerfs unless you're playing them the old way. This is a good example, actually. Druid. Force of Nature increased attack range of the Trents. That's a good. Reduce their base health and slightly decrease the maximum cast distance. So you can't cast it as far, and their tree's health is less. A lot of people might see that and be like, okay, 2 things that are a nerf, and then only 1 buff. This is only a nerf if you're playing it to where these are your strengths. Same with this. I guess supposedly this might be blockable, which is not really a problem. If someone's blocking, they're not dealing damage, they're blocking. So, whip out a fire flask, and then get your frostbite arrow ready. They'll either block it and sit in your fire, or just sit there blocking. Now, I don't know if you can block stage 2. That'd be pretty interesting. The only way that this would be a nerf is if the damage is just way less or something. Which, I mean, I'd be pretty surprised if it was way, way less. But the thing is it's only a nerf if you're playing towards the nerfs. You just have to play differently. You have to play to where you're strong. Always play to where you're strong. It's like I'll hear people throw out this and that got nerfed because they don't want to, humble themselves and just learn the next new way that they have to play the game. They'll have to go through a slight learning curve, and they'll have to be, set down lower. And that's where you want to be humble, is just be at the lower table. Be at the kids' table for a little bit. Nothing wrong with it at all. Let's look at this. It's the first time I've seen Swordmaster in patch notes. Rogue and Swordmaster increased their base elemental resistance from 10 to 15. That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, I guess. Druid reduced base resistance from 10 to 5. Fighter reduced base elemental resistance from 10 to 5. Huh. Wow, so Swordmaster has more elemental resistance than Fighter? Fighter has more health? Interesting. Pyro and Cryo reduced physical resistance from 10 to 5. Now, Okay, so they're squishier, but their elemental resistance is tankier. Melee users will have a little bit easier time. Now, if you've been playing the Pyro, how I've been playing the Pyro, this actually just doesn't mean a single thing to you. You're able to play in spots where you're not attackable by melee users at all. This is actually playing accordingly. According to this is a gigantic buff. A 5%, that is a perfectly reasonable buff. Because melee users, you don't have to think about them. Playing with movement, having some map knowledge, you don't have to think about that. Big, good buff. Now this is very good. Lightning Staff, increase the interval between each lightning strike and storm call by 10%, reduce damage also by 10%, and significantly reduce the charge interruption. Okay, so that's a gigantic nerf. Now, let's break it down a little bit. I won't take too much time on these. It's not a huge patch. Interval between each lightning strike. Okay, so it's longer when you cast lightning strike. I guess it's longer before the next lightning strike comes down. Big problem with the one-shot druids is they would be running 30-30 storm, and they would just unload all the lightning staffs on you, and you're one-shotted. If you're not one-shotted, they're pouncing on you. They're tree pouncing on you. And if we go and look at the druid, the cast range of the tree is shorter, which nerfs what makes the one-shot druid build strong. Because of the way they were playing, is they would stay so far out of range and look for an opportunity to one-shot you. Reduce damage by 10%, significantly reduce the charge interruption effect, so you're not interrupted as much when you're getting hit by it. That's good. Increase the minimum cast interval between 2 consecutive. Wow, good. Okay, so it takes even longer to cast another one. That's very good. This is a specific nerf to playing one-shot druid build. Because the variables that make the one-shot druid build strong, that specific way of playing is nerfed. Because this is what makes it strong. Flaming Staff, I feel like the damage was fine, so this is really cool. Because buffs are always cooler than nerfs. Damage reduction effect now only triggers upon taking active damage. Okay, so active damage, I think there's another term called direct damage. When they do this, they really need to have this highlighted, keywords like this. Some games do this really, really well. I need to be able to scroll over this and look at, oh, what is active damage? Let's take a look. Oh, this is exactly what active damage means. It's very, very important. I believe that they will actually implement this later on. It's almost a minor thing. They're trying to, have longevity in their game. They're trying to make big differences. This is a minor one. It's a big minor difference. I don't know. Because there's this thing as direct damage, and I think direct damage is like someone attacking you with a melee hit, or I think the last pulse of the fire staff is direct damage. The little ones I don't think count. I don't know. I don't know what active damage means exactly. It could be any active damage. I don't know. Because if you're taking storm damage, the dragon skill will pop off, and that sucks. Rogues will no longer hear their footsteps. That's very, very good. Optimize visual effects of rupture. That's cool. Okay, fix an issue with a health trance summoned by druids. Abnormal. Interesting. Oh, wow. Merchants free murky life essence. Okay, very interesting. Small, but very meaningful patch. Alright, something while we're talking about the patch notes and stuff like that, something I wanted to talk about is playing a game at its early stages like this is extremely strong. If the game does well, the advantage that you have over players after the game gets to its higher point is just gigantic. You will basically forever be in the lead because you started the game early. I remember when Fortnite came out, and I had been seeing, I've been looking at that game for a little bit. This is when Save the World was their main game. This is when Fortnite Battle Royale just came out. I was playing it. It was really good. The other Battle Royales that were being played was PUBG. PUBG went crazy. A couple of problems with PUBG, though, is very unoptimized. Sitting there trying to pick up a gun and the gun not picking up. There was a lot of problems with the game. Hit reg was no good either. When Fortnite came out, I've been playing games for a super long time. When Fortnite came out, I knew it was going to be really good. I had no idea, of course. I had no idea it was going to be as big as it was. Breaking, just curb stomping world record. For game releases, that Fortnite went nuts. I didn't know it'd be that big, but me starting it so early on before it kicked up and went crazy, I had a gigantic advantage over everyone coming in because it's sort of a newish. It was sort of a newish game. Even Battle Royale was already a newish concept. A newish mainstream concept, I guess. Starting a game early stages like this is gigantic. I'd really recommend you keep up with any game that's starting like this that you think could get good. Because if it does, you're going to be having a lot of fun. That's all for this one. If you have any thoughts on it, let me know. I'll see you guys really soon. Thanks.